today's a tough day. Today's a hard day. And I hope that everybody at home, you give that person next to you whatever thing you have wrong in your life with them, if this might be small or big, let that shit go. Doesn't matter.
It's very difficult for me to put in words how I feel about the loss of Kobe Bryant. As a young boy, I met him when he was 11 or 12 years old. And it's hard for me to understand now how this is affecting Joe and his wife. So to Kobe's family, I want to send my most sincere and heartfelt regrets and prayers. And my thoughts are with you guys. Kobe was an incredible family man. He loved his wife and daughters. He was an incredible athlete and a leader in a lot of ways. He inspired a whole generation of young athletes.
Talk about this, Kobe, to play a game right
I
now.
don't know. I just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody who knew him, known him a long time. And, he means a lot to me, obviously. He was such a great opponent, It's what you want in sports.
About being a reporter. It's about being an author. It's not just about being a basketball player. It's about being a champion. It's not just about being an artist. It's about being an Academy Award winner. These are all things that he had visions of, and it was consistent with who he was from the time that you knew him. Because coming into the NBA, one of the things that had turned others off about him initially, he came into the league talking about how he was going to be as great, if not greater, than Michael Jordan one day. And people used to look at him and say, this dude is off of his rocker. His chest is sticking out just a little bit too much. He needs perspective. And then sure enough, when you watched him work and you saw the commitment that he put in, you realized he wasn't playing. He was dead serious. He would win championships. He would take a week or two off and then show back up a week or two later and start working in the summertime at 5:30 in the morning. This is what he did religiously. When other people were taking vacations, he was...
Unbelievably touching cartoon. And it was his two characters that he had, Basement Bertha and Yucky. And the cartoon read, Basement Bertha saying, no, Yucky, I just don't feel like playing ball today. And she was crying. And that's the way I think a lot of us feel here tonight. Just don't feel like broadcasting. I know a lot of the players, don't feel like playing. It's just a sad, sad day.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Like I said, it was like a shot, man, to you.
Today is one of the saddest days in my lifetime. It seems like a bad dream that you just want to wake up from. It's a nightmare. I know we all feel the same way about such a great leader, just a great champion, just a great person. If you got a chance to know Kobe, you got a chance to really know Kobe, there ain't nobody better, man. Emotions all over the place.
Just knowing him personally, I know he'd have wanted me to come out here and try to ball and, still just be great. So, that's what I tried to do tonight.
Can you describe the mood amongst your teammates?
Everybody's sad, you know what I mean? Words can explain his impact he had on this floor. The emotional impact he had on everybody, you know what I mean? We're a team from LA, so we know LA's history with him. And, it's just sad.
That fighting spirit that he had, I think everyone had that in him, and he found a way to make it okay for everyone to be that way. For as great as he was at playing basketball, the greatness was coming, and you could see it. There was something about Kobe that energized people, that brought people together. And, you know, in the last 3 years, you saw a different human being.
From somebody I really looked up to and really was like my hero. You know, the reason I started playing basketball. And to becoming a friend and a mentor and somebody that I could talk to and, you know, help me out with a bunch of things on and off the court. So, you know, it's been a tough couple of days.
Yes, there was a horrible day, you know, for basketball, for everybody. A lot of people was really affected by it. Send my deepest condolences to their family, Vanessa and the kids that left behind.
Having spent a day on it and spending some time this morning on it, it's almost impossible to articulate, you know, the tragedy, all the emotions that you feel, how important Kobe is to his family, to his daughters, to his wife. You can't put it into words, the greatness that is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe, you know, means greatness. You know, there's Kobe's two different people. Basketball player and the person off the court. You know, you always had that smile, you always had that charisma that you carry.
How are you? How close are you? What are you having? A girl, I said, and then he high-fived me. Girls are the best. I asked him for advice on raising girls, seeing as though he quite famously had 3 at the time. And he said, just be grateful that you've been given that gift because girls are amazing.
It's heartbreaking for all of us, but I'm not the only one dealing with something. So I think the most beautiful thing is that it's connecting all of us, and his seeds that he's planted in all of us could continue to grow. And his legacy is going to live on forever, obviously, but that man was a philosopher, he was a teacher. You know, he left so many great things here for us to follow, and I'm just going to continue to carry the torch. You know.
Nothing is easy about this week, and specifically having to make those comments after this win.
Yeah.
I think your words are going to comfort a lot of people, so thank you for taking the time.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Mark.